Good intentions are easy. Almost everyone has them. We genuinely want to do the right thing. We want to be consistent, to follow through on the promises we make to ourselves. And yet, our best intentions fail. They fail quietly, repeatedly, and with a kind of predictable sadness. This isn't because people don't care, it's because an intention, floating on its own, is rarely ever enough to survive contact with reality. If good intentions were all it took, most of our long term goals would be simple. We wouldn't abandon new habits after a few weeks. Our grand plans wouldn't just fade into the background noise of life. Consistency wouldn't feel like some rare superpower. But there's a massive disconnect between what we intend to do and what we actually do. So the real question isn't about why we lack good intentions. It's about why they so often crumble before they ever become action. Here's the problem. Intentions operate at 30,000 feet. They are a beautiful, abstract expression of what we want. They don't account for the turbulence on the ground. They don't have a plan for fatigue after a long day at work, or for the stress of an unexpected bill. They have no strategy for the endless pull of distraction or the sudden arrival of competing priorities. In other words, our intentions describe an ideal version of ourselves, the person who is always motivated, always energetic, always focused. But our behavior happens in the real world, and that gap between the ideal and the real is where everything falls apart. Psychological research backs this up with a depressingly consistent pattern. People with incredibly strong, sincere intentions still fail when they have to rely on making the right decision in the moment. Every situation becomes a fresh negotiation with yourself. Do I work out now or maybe later? Should I stick to the plan or is just this once okay? Each one of these internal debates consumes mental energy, and over time, the raw force of intention always loses a war of attrition against the simple appeal of convenience. This is where we misdiagnose the problem. We assume the failure is a moral one, a lack of commitment, a weakness of will, so we try to fix it by doubling down. We make more promises, we try to find more motivation, we tell ourselves to have more resolve. But the issue isn't the strength of your commitment, it's the frequency of its exposure. The more often your desired behavior depends on a conscious, in the moment choice, the more often you are putting your intention to the test. And eventually, under that constant pressure, it will break. Truly effective discipline doesn't start with trying to build a stronger intention. It starts with translation. It's about taking that high level desire and building a system around it on the ground. You turn vague preferences into clear rules. You turn difficult choices into automatic defaults. You turn flimsy reminders into solid structures. The central question has to shift. It can no longer be, what do I want to do? It has to become, what will happen automatically when this specific situation occurs? That is the moment where consistency is actually decided. Good intentions aren't useless. They're absolutely necessary. They give us our direction. But they are fatally incomplete. Without a structure to support them, our intentions will always remain fragile hopes. With structure, they become reliable actions. That's why real discipline isn't about wanting something badly enough. It's about being the architect of your own behavior. It's about designing a system that works for you, especially on the days when your intentions are the furthest thing from your mind.